Okay, I'm going to go ahead and introduce to you week 2, January the 14th through the 20th. We're going to be looking at the preterite tense. You're going to want to study pages 200 to 206 and pages 220 to 222 in your text. At the end of this week, you should be able to identify when to use the preterite tense, as well as how to form it. You should be able to use both regular and irregular verbs. You should be able to identify the difference between the preterite and the imperfect tenses and know when to use each. And you should also be able to relate basic information about Cuba's history, economy, geography, and people. This week's assignments address student learning outcomes 1 and 2, and the assignments are due on the 17th, which is Thursday, when all of your assignments are usually due for this class. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is look at the instructor made videos. So you'll click on the book, and inside here are going to be instructor made videos on preterite tense, on the regulars and some irregulars. So you'll want to watch each of those videos, and there's also some on the preterite versus the imperfect. And so after you've watched the videos, then you're going to click on the class participation forum, click on the thread, hit reply, and post any questions or concerns you have about the material covered in the videos. Again, I strongly suggest watching the videos, considering we do not have a class that meets. This is the only way I can actually teach you the material. Okay, then you also have a cultural assignment. You're going to have 3 of these throughout the semester. In the cultural assignment, you will watch videos on a country, in this case on Cuba, and then you're going to answer questions about what you saw in the videos on Cuba. So when you open it up, there are 3 videos here on Cuba, and there's also transcripts here in English. So if you want to, you can print off the transcripts, or you can open up the video and you can click on the closed caption and change it to English, and then you'll hear. Okay, so you can hear that the video is in Spanish, but then you can see the captions in English. Whoops. Okay, so when you're done, then you're going to hit Attempt Quiz Now. It's not technically a quiz, it's just a Moodle quiz activity. So most of the questions are true, false, which the computer will get correct. But then up at the top, you have a couple of short answer. And just remember, I have to go through and manually look at the short answer questions. So your grade will probably not be accurate right after taking the quiz, and I will probably look at these starting Friday. But remember, again, I have 6 classes, so I may not get through everything on the Friday following the assignment's due date. But I have short turnaround, so by the middle of the following week, you should know what your grade is. Okay. And then you have some My Language Lab activities. Some of these are extra practice and some of them are SAM activities. It doesn't matter if it's extra practice, they're still assigned. Anything that's on the calendar is assigned. So you would click into My Language Labs. Again, you would go to the course calendar and you would click on the 17th, and the assignments would pop up in the middle. And then you could click on each assignment, do what it asks you to do. And when you're done with the assignment, you'll hit finish and submit for grading. It's coming right now. So this one you would listen. I think it tells you listen to each of his questions and answer with an appropriate direct object pronoun. So you'll listen and then you'll answer the question. And then when you're done, you're going to hit finish and submit for grading. And you can do it as many times as you would like before the due date. But again, if you're doing it more than 3 times, I suggest reaching out to me. Let's see. And then oral dialogue. Okay, so the workshop is still in week 1. It will get moved down here for week 2. When you open it up this time, you won't see a place for you to make your own submission. You should see somebody else's oral dialogue script, and your job is to use the rubric to go through and give them feedback about their script. I am also going to go through and give feedback, and then next week the oral dialogue workshop will get moved to January 21 and 27, and you'll be able to go in and see the feedback, and then you'll be able to make your recording. Okay, so that's everything that you have to do for week 2. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me.